Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for having me. Just to let you know, you're not coming through, your voice isn't coming through on the broadcast.
Now I'm live. Here we get to do all this all over again. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to DRL Winter Truck Practice Race. It is a Daytona 125, 50 laps. This should be quite an interesting race tonight. I am your host, David Wellborn, and in the booth with me tonight is James Pandolf.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, as I said, this is a winter truck practice race. DRL is putting out a winter truck series starting sometime this winter. I'm sure we are accepting applications for drivers. The link to Dynasty Racing League is at the bottom. If you're interested in running these types of races, please contact the administrators there at Dynasty Racing League. I'm sure we'd love to have you. As I was saying earlier, we have less than 30 minutes left to practice, and it looks to me like we got a few drivers in.
Yeah, sure. It should be a good one. Drivers are filling in, and I'm excited to watch this.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it too. And I tell you why. I'm not a real big fan of driving these trucks, but I know that they present really good races. Most of the races I've seen, it's a struggle to handle these trucks. It really is. They can really get loose on you really quick.
Especially the later in the field run, the looser they get, and especially through the tri-oval is going to be really tough to handle.
What do you think about the high side tonight, James? You think the truck's going to get together and push that high side?
It's going to be tough to tell with the trucks. They really do like the bottom, but I feel like if a couple guys can really work well on the high side, get that side draft, I think they can get it going.
Yeah. It's not like running the cars where you definitely got to have at least 3 cars working nose to tail to get past the inside line there. And sometimes you can get 3 trucks working together and get more than 1 car out in front of that bottom line. I've seen that happen. But for the most time, I think we're going to see a lot of bottom feeders. What do you think?
I agree with you.
Yeah, let's see if we got anybody on track. And it doesn't appear to be anybody on track at this moment. I know there's a long breaks in between, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just looking over some of the software. As I said, this is my first time broadcasting, and really do appreciate all y'all who's come out tonight to run this race and giving me the opportunity to test the software. This is something I'm looking forward to doing for the DRL series, Winter Series that is.
I'm actually going to run some laps myself as we wait for practice to finish up.
Alrighty, and we're riding along with James Pandoff. As I mentioned earlier, Mr. Pandoff is one of the league administrators here. And like I said, if you're interested in running this race, or at least this series anyways, please contact Dynasty Racing League.
I really enjoy this track. It's nice and smooth ever since the repave. Creates great racing. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
You know, I don't think I've actually drove this track since the repay. Seeing as how I just come back to iRacing and I took a 2.5-year break, I don't believe we had this track when I was running. And, you know, I don't even think I've run a cup race on this track since I've been back.
Yeah, this track is a lot of fun. I do like Talladega more because it's a bit more wider, but Daytona is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, Talladega's got plenty of room. It doesn't sneak up on you when you go into the turns as bad. But I know that when I drove this old track, there was a bump just coming off of 4 and a big old bump to the tri-oval. And boy, them cars and trucks really did get loose, bud.
Well, we have just over 20 minutes left in practice, and right now, Grace Cesar has a 50.214 top of the boards. I don't believe anybody has grouped up and done pack racing yet. That looks more like a qualifying trim lap time.
Yes, sir. We are looking for some drivers to be joining in this evening. They still got over 20 minutes to go. Some of them are like to come in and show up at the last time, or very last second that they can get in. Tonight's race is a league and open race, gentlemen. In other words, we have league members that will be running in this race, and we also have open racers who are free to join with any I rating or any skill at all, from rookie all the way up to pro. Again, this is just a practice race that we're running. It's a test for the software, and it is just a feeler out, just to see where we're going to be at for the Winter Series. And I got to give a big thanks out to Adam Chapman at TRN Racing, Trackside Racing Network. All of this is possible tonight because he helped me to get this software set up. And I got to really give a big shout out to TRN and Adam Chapman for that. Thank you, Adam.
Absolutely. Adam is a great guy. He actually broadcast our Cup Series. That race is on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. practice, 10 p.m. race. He goes live about 9:50 p.m. and he has been enjoying every second of it. He's having a lot of fun broadcasting us, and he will be back next season, so we're looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, I always look forward to Adam broadcasting the races. A little inside joke we got going on here at here at DRL. If Adam picks you, you're most likely to get wrecked out or lose. And it's par for course. It's all fun and games and everything. But I just happened to get picked by Derek, which is his co-host, last weekend. And lo and behold, the curse hit me hard.
And just like that, I went top of the board. It took me about 5 laps though. The longer you run, the quicker you will get as the fuel leaves the tank.
And do these trucks get looser the longer you run? Or do they begin to push?
It takes about 10, maybe 15 laps, but the cars will get a lot looser. They will lighten up as you enter the tri-oval, just like at Talladega, and we will be seeing guys move around the track, and it's going to be a lot more interesting as the run progresses.
10-4, 10-4. Now we are running a dynamic weather for these tracks, which means the weather does change, and the marbles and the rubber do build up on these tracks. The only thing that is stock about these stock car trucks is the setup. There are minimum changes you can make to these trucks, which is usually just steering ratio, off center, and some brake bias. Other than that, the only thing that can beat you is yourself. Isn't that right? Ain't that what you see, James?
Yeah, so this race is going to be all about positioning yourself for the end and making the right moves at the right times to get there and possibly win this race.
And who's got a better handle on the setup?
Absolutely.
Now we do the same for our cup races too, and they are really, really interesting to watch. If you get a chance to watch any of our broadcasts, just go to Trackside Racing Network, and the broadcast is there, like he says, every Tuesday night, usually about 9:50. And give old Adam a shout out and tell him thank you for allowing us to use his software. Not too bad for old Roderick Norman. He's currently fourth with a fast lap time of 50.27.
Looks like we have a couple cars coming onto the track. the 12 of Brandon Red, the 72 of Gray Vasquez, and the 74 of James Pandolf slightly behind them.
Now this is one of them tracks where you got to really be careful of coming out of your pits. Most drivers are respectful and they will follow all the way around and enter on the back stretch. But you do take that chance of getting up to speed and getting the car loose on the apron.
A good example of that was Michael Wadchuk a few years ago on his qualifying run for the Daytona 500. Got loose on the apron and took himself out.
Yeah, I saw that race. Now this Tuesday night we will be running the Charlotte race, is that right?
Yes, sir. 200 laps of Charlotte under the lights.
Now that's going to be a fun race. Unfortunately, I don't know how good I am at that track. I mean, I've run a ton of laps there, and I've run a ton of fixed races, but you got Austin Hakes, you got Anthony Bordeaux, you got Eric Wolf, you got Logan Lane. Now these gentlemen who run this league, they are super fast with these setups.
Yes, they are, and after Charlotte, there's only 2 more races before the playoffs, so everybody's really being aggressive, wanting to make the playoffs for those right on the bubble, like Zach Wetstein, who is on the bubble, looking in.
Now you have to either win a race or be in the top 12, is that correct? Or is it just the top 12?
You have to win a race, but also you have to attend 80% of the races in the season. So there's a couple of variables you have to meet, a couple of requirements to meet, and you will be in the chase. We do also have a couple guys without wins that will be making it in based on the points that they have earned throughout the season.
So drivers like myself who come in there at the halfway point and who barely run a few races, yeah, we're just there for fun. And ladies and gentlemen, running these series at DRL, you'll never find a better class of racers. They're all gentlemen. There's a lot of give and take. I mean, this is one of the best leagues I've ever run in.
We have a bit of a pack form in turn 1 with 74 James Pandolf leading it.
Oh yeah, now that's what we're going to see tonight. Now that's going to be some racing there, gentlemen.
We have the 5 of Tom Barr trying to work the outside. It will be interesting to see if he can get it done. Like we had said earlier, the inside line will be the preferred line, but if a couple guys can get out there on the high side, they might be able to make it work.
Yeah, see, that's what I like to see right there. Good side-by-side racing. You know, you got that bottom. If they just stick together a little bit more, they wouldn't end up getting passed right here. And that's what I want to see. A 2-car truck running to the outside, getting ahead of this bottom pack, and making it work. Now, that's going to be some fun racing.
Those are going to be the moves that will win you this race.
Track position, track position, track position. This is a chess match at 200 miles an hour. And if you don't think it's a chess match, you can watch the last place car come up and lead this race winning about 6 laps. And I've seen it done. It's not going to be how well you drive, it's how well you drive with others. That's what's going to determine the finale of this race.
And we are coming up on another pack of 3, so this pack just got completed with about 10 minutes left of track. Let's see what these guys do.
Oh, the 12 is slipping and sliding. There's a lot of cool paint schemes out here.
Sorry, David, I'm really focused on driving in this pack right now. I didn't have a chance to answer you.
Oh, it's all good. I just admiring some of the paint jobs.
Yeah, I love the paints you can find on There's so many great paints. I wish I could find time to drive them all.
Now we got Logan Lane. He comes in every week with a new candy on his car. Now he drives the 19 car, but he loves the Skittles and the caramel M&Ms and the M&Ms. I mean, he really puts on a show.
Yeah, he's a huge Cowboys fan, and he really loves the paints that Cowboys have each and every week.
Now 3 wide does work if you can hold it. Well, where did we race last?
In the Cup Series?
Yeah.
Vegas?
Yeah, now we found out 4 wide don't work at Vegas. I'm not going to name the driver that was on the bottom for that wreck. Namely me. But yeah, 4 wide didn't work out. Yeah, I made 2 bad calls there in that race, and you know, it was questionable either way, but I'm going to take fault for it because I had the opportunity, because I was on the bottom and could have backed out, and the racer in me said, hold it to the floor. And sometimes it works for you, sometimes it don't. And the lone wolf of Paul Sheldon is getting ready to get plowed by this pack that's running up on him. Now it's going to be a lot of give and take. Do you see a lot of guys just rolling over and when the leader's coming up just giving room, or are they going to make them go to the high side like they're doing right now? But for the most part, most people are gentlemen, and when they see a pack coming and they're a single car, they'll usually shoot to the outside anyway. Ain't that right?
Absolutely.
And they do that in our league. I mean, this league here is the world's best about watching that telemetry, knowing when the leaders are on them. I mean, drivers will get out of your way. I've seen drivers just completely run off the track to get out of the way. Oh. Oh, James, you cutting it loose with the front end of that truck there. Of course, now he's pushing the crap out of you in the turns.
Like I was saying earlier, I'm about 15 laps working on it. The car's loosened up a bit. The fuel load is a lot less, and it's not overkill, to be honest. The truck's a lot less loosened, a lot more loosened.
Yeah, they are dancing around on the bottom, that's for sure. Yeah, Trading Paints is doing some stupid stuff for me tonight.
Right now, we got Roger with the 55 truck with the fastest time of 46.180. Stephen Baird in the 78's right behind him with a 46.181. It's 1,677.
And 3 wide, there it is. And that's how you do it. You know, it's been a pretty good practice. We haven't seen a bunch of cars plowing the inside and outside fence. Everybody's giving take. This should be a pretty good race. Alright, we got about 3 minutes left and then we're going to start qualifying. So get your popcorn, get your cold beverage, and sit back and relax. And we're going to do 125 at Daytona. Oh, there it is. And he saved it. Oh, how are they saving that? Oh, now that was awesome.
Yeah, 71 Mark Taylor with an excellent save, as well as the 88 truck of Jason. Don't want to mispronounce his last name, but both of them with excellent saves.
I think I've run into a problem where I think my teams are on, because I can still hear people talking.
If you go to your options, you can go to sound, you can probably unchat, enable voice chat.
Yeah, I think that's my best bet. Yeah, the all teams mute just didn't seem to work. Oh, we got a Donald Trump truck. Ryan Nicole. I hope I don't butcher everybody's name here tonight.
We have a minute left in practice. laps, then we'll be going to qualifying. Based on what you see in practice, who do you think's gonna do good in this race?
Right now we got Rick Norman, who's first, the fastest car on the track, and followed by Steve Bard, maybe. We got M. Scott Lewis is in third. And we got our team member, seventh, Brandon Red, he's in seventh. You know, I just don't know. I think it could be anybody. But so far we got 20 drivers. Maybe a few more than that. I see Ryan Hesgard and John Gonzalez have made it in here.
And practice has ended with Steve Baird fastest with a 46. Ooh, never mind. Roger Norman at the last second with a 46.009.
And we are in qualifying mode. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick anybody to watch for qualifying, as I didn't join. So we'll see how this works. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying out new software, and this is my first time doing anything. Okay, and we have air temperature at 77 degrees. The wind is southeast by 6.22 miles per hour. We have an overcast sky today, so that gives the track conditions 81 degrees for track temp. That's gonna be nice. Just gives you just enough grip.
I'm gonna put down a qualifying lap and see what I can do in comparison to everybody else.
Will that not affect the grid?
No, it won't.
Okay. And I am unable to bring any vehicles showing their qualifying laps. That's going to be something I'm going to have to work on.
I think if you joined as a spectator, you can view everybody, but if you join in the session yourself...
Yeah, that's what I did. Well, see, I set it up, so, I mean, like I said, this is a learning curve for us. But we can do this. As of right now, Aldo Villamil. I hope I'm not butchering his name too bad.
You did pretty good, I believe.
Is currently first. Brandon Red is second. Dave Miranda is currently third. Donnie Green is currently fourth. Marty Ray is fifth. And he just dropped down to sixth. John Mullins is seventh. We'll get a good grid going here, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as this is over with.
I think we're looking at 20 or more trucks, aren't we?
Well, we got 10 that's put times now. Yeah, we got 19 drivers that are for sure going to race.
just under a minute left on qualifying session. Right now, Rick McKinney in the 28 truck is on pole with a 50.163. There's a pretty good chance somebody can knock him off within the next 40 seconds, so we'll stay tuned to see if anybody will.
Are you a big fan of the drivers not posting qualifying times and starting out in the back?
Well, for super speedways like Daytona and Talladega, I don't mind it as much because everyone's on a more even playing field. But like a mile and a half, if somebody's really fast and they're still in the back, it creates an issue where they might be too aggressive and run over somebody a bit slower than them, and it'll cause a wreck.
Yeah, for super speedways, I tend to want to ride in the back, especially for a race like this. It's 50 laps. And again, we are at Daytona. We are live for the DRL Winter Truck Practice Race. If you're just joining us, this is a practice race for practice in broadcasting. This is my first attempt. I am your host, David Wellborn, and joining me in the booth tonight is James Pandolf.
Let's see, we have 23 drivers who put down the lap time. I believe there are a couple that did not, so we're looking at 25 or more drivers this race. This should be a great event.
We got Ricky McKinney at 50.164 for the pole. We got Marty Ray, 50.188. M. Lewis is in third. Jordan Gonzalez is in fourth. Paul Sheldon is fifth. John Mullins, 2, is currently sixth. Sam Hensley is... I lost count. 7th. And Rick Cybrantus? Boy, I'm butchering the crap out of that. I know. We got Roger Buff, Ryan Hesgard, Jason Horning, Aldo Villama, Steve Bard, Ray Vanzquez, Dave Miranda, Ryan Nicali, Brandon Red, Harold Ralph, Roderick Norman, Mark Taylor, James is not running, and George Young, followed by Donnie Green. That is your starting grid for this race.
And they're off the grid. Being a 2.5 mile track, the pace laps will be a bit longer than normal. But this is going to be a great race. Nobody's going to want to miss it.
We got Ricky McKinney, my bad, in truck 28. Your outside pole. It's a 65. Of Marty Ray. Let's get ready to go racing, gentlemen.
How many cautions do you think we'll see tonight, Dave?
You know, I was sitting here thinking about that. You know, we're always going to have the big one. That's inevitable. But with the class of drivers that we have in our league, and you know, I've been looking, and a lot of these drivers in here are still C and A drivers. So I don't think we're going to have it. Maybe 4.
That sounds like a good number. I was thinking about the same
And we are racing. Everybody's still 2 by 2, headed off down into turn 1.
Great start to the race, not 2 by 2. The only single car that I can see is the 28 with the 10 in the lead.
Yeah, now they are working together. They got that bottom line going and the back line is backing up. And the 51 is pushing the crap out of the 19.
Looks like the outside line is starting to form up. But that's not quite there yet. The outside line still has an advantage.
Let's jump in the back and see what the action looks like.
And we have a
Caution. Ah, who was it? Let's see if we can't find out real quick. The 71 is in pit road. Let's take a look and see what happened. You know, I do not believe I can get him.
Looks like it was the 15 truck. Yeah, it looks like the 15 truck got into the wall, and he came down and clipped the 75 truck. Clipped the 5 truck, and the 5 came down into the 71.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. And he just blinked out. So there's no replay for us. Yeah, we're going to have to really work on this software.
That's why it's practice.
Yeah, but I'm still having a lot of fun. I don't know about you. I just enjoy watching these types of races. You know, maybe it might be the problem I'm having is because I didn't join as a spectator. That may be my problem, because it's still looking for me on the track. But we'll have it all figured out by the Winter Series.
Oh yeah, we still got a couple months.
And don't forget, Adam Chapman does broadcast on TRN, the Trackside Racing Network, for our Cup race, gentlemen. Ladies, if you're also watching, please come by and take a look at our races. These are some of the most spectacular races you will see on the internet. There are a lot of gentlemen, a lot of clean racing. You know, accidents do happen, but for the most part, this is a respectable league. These administrators work real hard to get respectable and, you know, good drivers in the league that are courteous. Like I said, I have been running this league for, what, 2 months now? Yeah, I believe that's about right. And, you know, I've really enjoyed it. Looks like Tom Barr has the fastest lap of 46.213 so far. And he's all the way back in 19th. He's not doing too bad. He's done made up 4 positions. I don't remember seeing Logan Lane tonight. He's not here, is he?
No, I don't believe he is.
Now that boy, he sure can tool a wheel. So we got drivers of all ages in this league. You got people like me that's 47, and you got Logan Lane. I think he's what, 14, 15?
15, I believe.
Yeah. And it's just a great caliber of racers. It really is.
For those of you watching who are interested in joining us, please go to our website, dynastyracingleague.com, and fill out a driver application. We will be getting back to you 24 to 48 hours. We will be running many series this coming winter, starting in November. We will have a winter series. That is what we are doing now, except practice. It will be 10 races long every Tuesday night. Then come February, we will be doing 3 racing series. We will have a Cup Series, a Xfinity Series, and a Truck Series, all of which will have fantastic racing, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch.
And the link is in the bottom of the description there for the Dynasty Racing League. Be sure and click on that. That'll get you right to the application page. Excuse me.
Also, a big thank you to you, David, for putting on this broadcast. Even if it is practice, I appreciate you doing this, and it will be a lot of fun come November.
Yeah, I'm excited for this November. I really am, because I don't care too much to run the trucks, but I love to watch them. And you know, I'm not doing much of anything, so why not? That's what I figured. Why not?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You get some exposure. You get to learn a new thing, such as broadcasting, and who knows, it might take off, and you can be broadcasting other leagues and make a name for yourself in the broadcasting community.
Oh, that would be great. But right now, I think I got 4 subscribers. So,
Gotta start somewhere.
yeah, you got to start small. Nobody starts at the top. They always got to work for what they got. Just like Adam Chapman. Yeah, he gets a nice following. The DRL races usually get about 200 views. And he really puts on a good show. And again, we got to give a big shout out to Adam Chapman at TRN. Without him, none of this would be working here tonight. We'd have a lot more technical errors than we're having right now. Well, let's see. The pace light's off. The pace car's getting ready to dive in.
Well, we said 4 cautions. We've already had 1. Let's see how well the field goes. Pace car is about to jump off. And we are green.
Yes, we are. Oh, the 10 didn't get going. Yeah, either wheel spin or he missed the shift 1. Let's see what's going on.
Ducks into the inside line, but it looks like crossover on the outside.
Oh, they're battling back here.
This is gonna be real beneficial.
Yeah, it's getting kind of hairy. Looks like the top side don't want to even get anywhere near him. But they're closing up. The 89's closing in on the 14.
I'm worried about the 04. He's about to go 3 wide. Doesn't do a little give and take here.
Well, I think we'll get a good green flag run. I really do.
Yeah, it looks like things have settled down. We got this 65 truck lead at the moment. 14 truck right behind him. And 65 trucks low, 14 is high. 3 right behind us. The 19 is trying to make a move, but it looks like nobody wants to go with him.
Nobody's going with him, and the 10 car gets real loose on the bottom of the apron. I wished I could call out the drivers' names. Just not familiar with a lot of these drivers.
Got the 19 of Paul Sheldon dropping way back after getting shuffled out on the high side. And Carnival. Looks like he's saved it though. He's going to keep going.
You got Marty Ray on the inside. We got Jordan Gonzalez on the outside. Oh, he's getting pushed by the 89 of Roger Buff. I think he's got enough room to clear him. I just wonder if he's going to do it, or if it's going to leave him high and dry.
The inside line, if they can get together, will be the dominant line. But Jordan Gonzalez is going to be in the member that serious late. He must have the lead in the race.
Yeah, and John Mullins, he's hanging back a little bit much on the 28, which is slowing that inside down. I think if he gets a little bit closer, they're not going to do too much with the outside line.
We stay green though, the 04 somehow they call a big wreck behind.
Oh. Yeah, sir, buddy. Now that was a big wreck. Let's see if we can't rewind this and see what all's going on. Now they got the 55 into it, the 29 into it. The Donald Trump car is going to the field. That took out a couple of drivers there.
Well, it looks like the 22 down took back to 55. The 55 went up the track to catch it, and the 01 was right there in chaos from there.
Damn. Do you come in now or do you stay out?
Being a restricted plate, I'd stay out. There's still a few laps left, so maybe you come down for 2 tires. It's really basically do whatever the leader doesn't do.
Now in a 50 lap race, are we going to see more than a full fuel stop?
If fuel is at 100%, there will not be a green flag stop anymore. We are now under 40 to go.
Now, because this is a practice race, they have 22 incidences, and it was set up for 2 fast repairs. This was done for the practice and to kind of make the race a little interesting. It gives the drivers at least 2 chances to repair from a major mess up. So all of these cars that just ended up in that big pileup, most of them, if not all of them, will be taking a fast repair and not even lose a lap. Now in our series, now we do not run fast repairs. This is only for practice.
Is there a fast repair? There should be, right?
There's 2 fast repairs, yes. With a 22 incident limit. And most of our races are 22 incident limits. Is that right?
Yeah, sure.
It gives you the opportunity to hang in there. You know, if you run off of the track 4 or 5 times and get that little, you know, incident running off the track, or the slight 1 or 2 that you'll get from bumping a driver, even though you don't get ended up in a wreck or anything. That's why we run them, right?
Yeah, sometimes iRacing just isn't generous, and you'll sometimes get a couple incident points for something that isn't necessary. So it helps you stay in the race if iRacing decides to give you incident points for unnecessary reasons.
Yeah, netcode's bit me in the butt once or twice. Be riding along and nothing happens, and all of a sudden you see 2 incidences or 4 incidences pop up on your screen. You're going, what just happened? Well, I do believe the leaders all stayed out. I don't recall seeing John Gonzalez run down pit road. And we got the 89 of Roger Buff. Most likely he'll be starting on the outside. We got the 65 of Marty Ray, who's in 3rd. We got the 51 of Sam Hensley. That's your top 4 as we get ready to come back. And I believe they're getting ready to line up on the inside outside this time, are they not? Ricky McKinney drops all the way back to 5th. And John Mullins is in 6th. Yes, they are. They are lining up and getting ready to go back racing. Pace lights are off. Are you a big fan of the scrubbing of tires?
Well, I've heard that it doesn't work on iRacing. I think it's just for show. I also did hear that they might try to implement it into the server, which would be pretty cool.
I just don't like it. That takes a chance of your car breaking loose, and I'm just not a big fan of the scrubbing of the tires.
Yeah, especially in the cup car, if you're going high speed like here or like Auto Club, there's a high chance you can break it loose and spin out and hit the wall or hit a guy next to you.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's always that chance that you're moving back and forth just as you're getting ready to go green, and you nail the gas and your wheels turn and you just took everybody out.
Alright, here we go. About to go green for the 3rd time here at Daytona.
Yep, 6 caution laps, 2 cautions.
Alright, and the 14 brings into the line, and we
Oh, the 50.
65 on the inside line. Does not look like the outside line might have a chance here as they enter turn 1.
Well, the 51 gave the 89 a great big old shove going into that turn. And he's right on his bumper.
Well, as we see 14 go to the outside.
And he just made a mistake. He wasn't quite up to speed, and that left the door open for the 65 and the 28. I think when they get back down into turn 3, the inside line is going to end up trucking on down.
Might have been able to save him, but the inside line will have to see the outside line has to run, I'm sure. I don't know if you can get a view on that, but it looks like I couldn't find a number.
It looks like the 30, the 19, and the 00.
That might be something to watch. The 19 early in the race was less stranded on the high side, so it would be interesting to see how that.
Yeah, they're dancing around back there, that's for sure.
Looks like it's settled down for a bit. And we're side by side for the lead once again. This is something you see in the trucks that you don't see often. Side by side for the lead. Generally, up there, it's one guy. Ooh, and the 30s around. 30, the 5's in it.
Yeah.
Looks like the 30 might have came up and the 5 is there. I don't know, maybe the spot. Yeah, the 30 just came up. The 5 is there.
And I'm trying to bring you a replay, but every time it gets to the incidents, they blink out on me. Yeah, we're going to have to work on that, that's for sure. We are at lap 19 of 50. Well, I said 4, we're up to 3. And that's...
We still got 30 laps to go.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen the big one yet.
Well, that is the one thing you get, the one risk when you do public lobbies is you got some people that might not be as well skilled as others that will create incidents and I don't want to say ruin, but some people's days might not go as they wanted.
Yeah, you can always have a bad day. And it could also not just be to your own fault. I mean, anytime you put yourself behind these wheels, even in real cars, there's a risk. Now, of course, now we're not getting hurt by slamming the walls because we're running a sim. But when you're points racing, which is what we'll be doing and what we are doing, do you take that chance or do you just worry about your points? In other words, do you go hard and win and pull an Earnhardt and second is the first loser, or do you really watch your points?
It all depends on the situation. Like, is it early in the season? Are you make a break for the playoffs? Are you in the playoffs? It really just depends on the situation at hand.
Yeah, and are you 3 laps or 3 races into the series and you're 30th and you got nothing to really lose by going for broke?
That could be a factor as well.
We got 31 laps to go. Well, 30 laps to go.
Like in a couple weeks, we in the Cup Series will be at Daytona, and it'll be interesting to see how people play it with Chase, with the playoffs being a couple away. Like, will people like Anthony Burroughs play it safe and just finish the race, or will we have people like you and I going for the win?
Well, I can answer that question right now. I love to race, and if I get an opportunity, I will push to be second, and if I get the opportunity, I will jump to the high side in a split second and go for that win. I'm not scared. But the problem with me jumping to the high side is, how many friends do I have? And that's going to be it right there. How many friends do you have? I know I made a couple of enemies last race. But it was still fun racing. Now for this up and coming series, we are looking for sponsors. We are looking for sponsors in the league, individual races. So if you are the type of person who would like to have a race dedicated to you and sponsor a race, or if you just want to sponsor the league, you click on the link below, Dynasty Racing League, and send them in an email. Just let them know what you're interested in.
Absolutely. We'll have next season. We're gonna have 3 racing series, so there's an opportunity that you can be the title sponsor for this series for the whole season. Obviously, there's also you can do a single or multi-race deal, be the sponsor for that particular race. We also have website advertisements or special events like a Dash for Cash type of thing. Many ways you can help us out. We would greatly appreciate it. Give yourself product exposure or individual exposure. If you have like a Twitch or just want your name out there, feel free to email us and we will get back to you.
Now, Mr. Bowman, his wife sponsored a Win 3, and you can either win $100 gift certificate or $100 in race credits. Was that right?
Yeah, that's a perfect example. She sponsored, it was kind of like a Dash for Cash. We called it mid-season mayhem. It was, for the month of August, there were 5 races. If you won 3 of the 5 races, you can win a $100 either iRacing credit or Amazon gift card. Unfortunately, nobody won it, but she has graciously decided to keep the $100 for the league, and we can use it for either season end payouts or another type of season award, like another mid-season mayhem possibly for next season, broadcasting, etc.
Oh, that was really nice of her.
Yeah, she and Taylor Bowman have done a lot for this league, and if it wasn't for them, we don't know where we would be as we go green. Sorry to interrupt. The 65 on the inside, the 14 on the outside. The 28 is going to get this 65 a good push right here as they are going to be entering turn 1. The 14 not quite here, the 65. The 28 is going to be giving the 65 a nice push as they come onto the back stretch here.
We got a nice group of little trucks right here.
The outside line is not quite formed. The 14 on the turn is separated by about 3 or 4 cars. It is all inside line right now as they come out of the forward.
Well, it looks like we got 11 cars still on the lead lap. I think we forgot to inform drivers that they did have 2 fast repairs.
I actually did that in game chat. Some of them didn't feel like doing it, probably because they were not a lap down, but that's unfortunate for them.
But again, this is just practice. There's no points involved for this race. It's just, you know, get a feel out for what you got for Daytona, for presumably what we would call our Daytona 500. Yes, he is. No help at all. He might be able to get in here behind the 55. Oh, he got the 22. 19 is pushing the 22. And now they're all working nose to tail on the high side. If these, yeah, we can get them 3 trucks together. Oh, the 19 just ducked in and said, nope. 88 can't decide. The 00's off the track. Oh, he's got sideways. He's getting loose. 3 wide. Oh, boy, that almost. That was a little hairy, I think. He's got the 78 coming up, and he's got the 24 pushing, and there's, I believe, the 27. Yeah, that if those 4 trucks will just stick to the plan, they can get back up to the front. We're just a little over halfway. Yep. And just as you said that, he's drilling the back end of that 65, just pushing him all the way down. He cracks the throttle just a little bit as he's going into the turn here. And then he's right back on the bumper. I'd be worried if the 51 of Sam Hensley. He's the one that's pushing the 65 of Marty Ray. And as you say, the 28 car is back up. Oh, it's a big one. There's the big one. Oh, we got him rolling.
Oh man, that looks like the whole field. At least 12 cars involved.
And oh, they're side drafting. Oh, the 65 got into the 10, and that just took everybody out.
That's unfortunate. A lot of good trucks were in that. Hey David, your iRacing sound is draining my mic out. I don't know if there's a way you can fix that. If you turn down iRacing a little, if you can turn me up.
Let me try to turn you up in Discord. Now, why can't I change? Oh, that would probably be why. No, you're maxed out. And I don't believe that any settings inside of iRacing will do any good for the replays. We'll give her a go. We'll find out.
It's all good. It's only a practice broadcast, so we can figure it out as time goes on. Maybe I just have to talk a little louder.
It sounded like it got a little lower. John Gonzalez is off of pit road.
Are you viewing the live chat?
Oh, no, actually I'm not. Just, I don't have enough monitors. I got 3 and I still ain't got enough.
Okay, somebody said you gotta up your car limit. You're only showing top 10.
Okay. Oh, for the replay.
Could be.
No, it's probably under. Well, let's see if this works. Let's up it to 20. Right. We're at 20.
Like 43 under max cars or something. Or like 25, whatever the lobby's at.
Right. Well, I got it down to 20. There's only 11 drivers on the lead lap. So, like I said, this is a learning experience, ladies and gentlemen, for us. This is our first attempt at this with all this software. So, just bear with us, and thank you for the information there. I think that's probably what it was. You know, just I don't run all those cars when I'm racing. It's just there's no sense in it. But I guess for the replays, I might want to keep turning it up. That way, it's not giving me the blips out. Can you take over for just a minute, James?
Alright, the field just got the one to go signal. We got a few cars waving around, but we will be under 20 to go, so this will get interesting in a heartbeat.
I see smoke.
Yeah, somebody went off track driving past the field. I don't know. They almost hit somebody and hit the grade, so if they're just not watching the screen, maybe the screen went black. Nobody knows.
Okay, take over for me on this restart. I will be right back.
You got it. Alright, for those of you watching, I want to hear your picks. Who do you think's going to win? We got under 20 to go. It's going to be interesting. Anybody could win. I'm thinking 14 has the best chance. And the pitch got dumped off, and we are green. That take one. 65 stuck on the outside, the 22 is pushing the 28. It is a 3-car separation. That will not be good for them, as the rest of the field will be coming up.
And the 65, it looks like he's going to be a sitting duck.
Yeah, he better drop it now if he wants his hands.
And I think the 14 is going to close the door on him.
Yes, he is. That was a smart move out of 14. Gotta take what we can now. Under 20 to go.
Hey, we got 17 to go. It's time to go, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're free right in the back.
Yes, we are. Oh, it looks like we're getting ready to go 4 wide.
Yeah, we got 2 separate packs now. That second pack gotta get it together if they want any chance to catch the lead pack.
Alright. Just. Oh, the 9 just come up. I saw that. I just clicked on that just as I was messing around. I seen that. It's the 19. The 19 is completely off the track, and he comes back up. Oh, he got shoved by the 88.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he got shoved by the 88. Just missed the 14. Then took the 88 out. Yes, that was unfortunate. 15 to go. We've had 5 cautions, 13 laps of cautions, 7 lead changes, and the fastest lap of the race is 45.514.
That's unfortunate because during the practice it was nice and clean. I don't know if it's because a lot more people joined last minute, but we're at 5 cautions. You and I thought 4, so we are over what we were thinking.
Do you think we're going to have one more? And these last 15 laps are going to get kind of hairy.
I'm going to say at least one more.
So do you come down and you take 4 tires now and hope that there is a caution, or hope there isn't a caution, or do you just stay out and pray?
The way the field's been reacting,
I
would probably stay out, because if you get in the back, there's a good chance you're going to be in the wreck, and that's an awful way to end your night.
Well, the 21 decided he was coming down pit road, and he's in his pit box. Had to back up. He overshot his pit. The 78's in the pits too.
Yeah, 28, 27, 22, 14 all stayed out, and I believe there's one more. I haven't caught this number yet.
14 and a 10. Ricky McKinney is now your leader once again. Marty Ray is on the outside. M. Lewis is on the inside, starting third for this restart, and Jordan Gonzalez is starting fourth on the outside. You got Paul Sheldon in the 19 and John Mullis in 6th. Yeah, this will get a lot easier once I start learning the drivers' names and truck numbers. I'm an old man, ladies and gentlemen, and trying to read this small stuff is really killing my eyes.
Yeah, it's even more harder since it's a public session and not all of these people you know of. I know like the Jordan Gonzalez, Brandon Red, you've been racing with them for a couple weeks now.
Ryan Hesgard,
Yeah,
Anthony Burrows, and Alex Wolf. I know those car numbers when I see them and the drivers with them. But again, like you said, this is open to with the league members, so.
You gotta mix of both. People you know and people you don't know.
I think when the league actually starts this series, we'll actually see less cautions in our 125. What do you think?
I agree 100%. If the way we've been running with the current guys, if they all join up the truck series, there's definitely going to be a lot less cautions. Everybody knows everybody. They know how they drive. That's what makes this league awesome, and it'll be a lot of fun this winter.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to broadcasting it. We'll get the kinks worked out, and I'll work on doing a couple of more things with this software. And if anybody's noticed, we have had no commercials. I tell you why we've had no commercials. Because I don't know how to do it yet. But I'm a big fan of that side-by-side that TRN does. That's really nice. They keep the race going and they support iRacing. You know, that's really slick. Lights are off on the pace car.
Yeah, the side-by-side Adam does is a very neat tool that he has going on. I enjoy it a lot.
Well, you don't lose anything when you're sitting there watching a race. That's my biggest pet peeve, you know, with watching our real races. They'll just close off and you go to commercial. I want to see the race. I don't want to see commercials. But now for our league or something like that, if you do decide to sponsor any series or one of the races, we'll be more than glad to figure out how to get you advertised, you know, with at least something. You know, a screenshot, logo. We'll work something out.
Alright, it's going to be 11 to go at the line. This is going to be a shootout to the finish.
And unlike Talladega, they race back to the middle of the track and not to the end of pit road.
That is correct. As we see the 14 following 28 on the inside line, they should have a great run as they enter turn 1. It's amazing to see how we had over 20 trucks at the beginning of this one, and now we're down to 8.
Oh, Ryan Hesgar's trying to make something happen on the outside. Ricky McKinney in the 14.
Oh, the 14 making the ball.
Oh!
Yes.
Contact, yes.
Contact with the 21, I believe.
Send it in. Oh, and the 22 just shoved the 14 while. Oh, this is just crazy. Oh, this is a big mess. Every one of those cars in that pack, I believe, got damaged.
Man, that is unfortunate.
I think with the exception of the 65.
I believe most of them do have a fast repair, so they should be okay.
But if they haven't used it now, they're definitely going to do it.
Let's see, by the time they restart, there should be 5 or 6 laps to go, so it'll be really interesting.
Well, the 10 and the 78, they look clean.
The 6 really got damaged. He blew his motor. I don't even know if he got back a bit, so that towing time might put him a lap down.
Yeah, his back end's messed up. He's probably sitting there. And 19's got heavy damage on the front and the rear end. If they don't have any fast repairs, they're going to need them right now.
One driver did disconnect, so there will be at least 7 left coming to the restart.
But it looks like the 4 we got left on track have minimum or no damage at all. The 10's got a little bit of damage on the fender. The 00 does have fender on damage on his right side fender.
So the 0 and the 10 and the 14 come down pits. Yep.
Yeah, they take care of this fast repair, they'll be right back out. And it looks like the 14 is going to take 4 tires and a fast repair. And I believe he did just that.
I believe the 78 stayed out. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out for him.
And don't look like the 00 did his fast repair. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good call or a bad call. The 14, he's going to be starting right behind him, most likely. Behind the 78 of Steve Baird. So, I just don't know about that call, staying out with no tires. I mean, we do have 8 laps to go, or be, what, 6 to go when they take the green?
5 to 6, yeah. The one thing the 78 does not want to do is he doesn't want to get too far out front on the restart, because if he gets too far out front, the rest of the pack is going to swallow him up, and he'll land up 5th or 6th.
Well, I do not see any damage on his car. That's a plus. But the 00, I think he's still got damage on the right side. And the 10, he looks like he's okay. So if the 10 and the 14 can get together, they might have a little something. And Brian Hesgard, don't forget him. Don't count him out. He's back there in the back. He's probably got 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, it's going to be a 6-man race with 5 to go, I believe.
What do you think about the 14 and 22 getting together and just running it to the front?
Well, both of them are Dynasty Racing League members, so I think there's a good chance that they will work together, knowing each other. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I know the 78 is fast as well.
Well, Lewis is going to be taking the outside. We got, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Bard or Baird. We'll be restarting on the inside. Oh, that's another thing we do in our league. We give the opportunity to the leader to choose and pick what lane he's going to take. Now that's only represented after the initial green flag. Isn't that correct?
That is correct. The leader chooses whether he wants the inside or outside. He also chooses when he wants to go, if it's when the pace car drops pit road or when iRacing takes the green.
Either's fine with me. I'm a big fan of putting it to the metal as soon as the pace car's gone. But now if the 78 tries that, and the rest of them hold back just a little bit and get lined up, he will be a sitting duck.
Alright, so it will be a 6-truck race with 5 to go when they take the green.
And it looks to me like he's gonna bring them down slow.
14 and the 22 DRL members starting on the inside, and it'll be interesting.
I'm almost out of popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a real good race. I can't complain. Now we did go 2 cautions more, but I believe it's all done with now.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great track. Wrecks are going to happen, especially when it's a public lobby. This finish is going to be really exciting, though.
Well, we got 6 trucks battling it out. It can be anybody's guess from 5 to go.
If there's another caution thrown here, it will end it, so they're going to want to keep it green if anybody wants to shop the win.
And it looks like the 10's trying to side draft all by itself. I don't believe that's going to work out.
I'm concerned for the 00 and the 28. They have given a gap between them and the 4 trucks in front. I don't know, maybe they both have...
Oh, the 14 and 22 go to the high side, and the 10 comes down in the bottom. Oh, we're going to have us a race.
Just like I was saying, the 2 Dynasty Racing League members working together.
And Brian Hesgard is pushing the crap out of Jordan Gonzalez, my bad.
Not only are they Dynasty Racing League drivers, they are also on the same iRacing team, S2R Silent Syndicate Racing.
Well, that 10, he ain't giving up. He's pushing all the way down the back stretch. He ain't let off.
Yeah, I think they're going to need all 3 or 4 trucks on the high side if they're going to beat the low line. It is really advantage to be in the low line.
Well, then Brian Hesgard and Jordan Gonzalez needs to hold up for the 28, and I just don't think that's going to happen. He's dropped way back, and he's by himself.
Yeah, the W0 is out of it. The 28, I don't think he can catch up to the draft.
No.
So it looks to be a 4-truck race, and we are 2.5 laps to go.
So do you fall in right now and you wait to that last lap and try to get that outside run, or do you make the last move with 2 to go?
I would try to make the final move on the final lap. This kind of reminds me of the old tandem draft in Cup cars used to do a couple years ago.
No, Ryan needs to get on the back of Gonzalez if he wants to do anything.
Absolutely, this little gap they have isn't going to help them at all.
And the way the 10 is pushing, Steven, it's just, I just don't think they're going to do anything if they can't start drafting like them.
The other question is, if the 10 makes a move, will that give the 22 and 14 just enough time to catch them and pass them both?
Yeah, and does the 78 go up to block and allow the 14 and the 22 on the inside?
Here we have final lap. Stephen Baird and the 10 truck, I don't know his name offhand, in the lead, followed by the 14 of Jordan Gonzalez and the 22 of Brian Hesgard. Props to that lap car staying high and getting out of the way. The 21 truck.
Oh, the 14's got to run.
14 is on
And he's inside. Oh, and he just turns him.
I believe that's Necro. It's going to be the 22 and 78 finishing the race for the win.
If I was a 22, I would shoot out right now. Oh, and the 78 put a block on.
Yeah, it's going to be. No,
Oh, and
he's
there.
It's going to be neck and neck at the line.
It's contact. It's still good racing though. Still clean.
It's gonna be 500 finish.
Oh, they're against each other.
And the 22's gonna
And Ryan Hesgard breaks it out. He is your winner. Steven gave it all he had. He just could not get it done. And we stayed green. That was the best part. That was an exciting race. Love the finish.
Unfortunately, not a lot of drivers were there at the end. We only had 6, but that was a great finish. David, just want to say thank you for having me in the booth tonight. Hope that was helpful, and thankfully you were able to host tonight, and I'm glad that you did.
Oh, well, it's a lot better than me sitting here talking to myself, I can tell you that. He gave me something else to do.
Oh man, I don't know if you watched the W0 just plowed the 22 while he was doing his burnouts.
Yes, now see that we don't have that in our league. We don't condone on-track retaliations even after the race.
Yeah, that would give you an automatic ban from the league if anybody did that.
Or at least a good stern warning and a suspension.
Yeah, suspension would be on the lighter side. I know it is post-race, so it's a little different. If it's during the race, then there would be a major issue.
Yeah, I would have a major issue if you did it to me on the in the race. But you know, if you want to come up and rub me after the race and let me know you're not too happy with me, I can kind of understand that. You're not going to get any incidences for it, and that will make me go back and look at the replay and see what happened and see why you're a little perturbed at me. But again, in our league, we don't have that. We just, if somebody's got a problem with you, they let you know, and then that's the end of it. And you move on next week. And in our league, a lot of drivers, believe it or not, will take fault, even if it wasn't their fault. If they feel that it's a 20% chance that it was their fault, they will take blame for it. And we do the end of the longest line if you bring out the cautions. So you're not going to wreck somebody or be involved in an incident and be your fault and still hold your position. It's just a really fun racing league. And that concludes our race tonight here at the Daytona 125 for the DRL Winter Track Practice Race. Our results, as you can see, Brian Hesgard. I'll just let you read them. I'm not even going to attempt to go through these names. I'm already tongue-tied and twisted. (11 through 20). And there you go, folks. That was your finishing results. Unofficial results, because it is, again, an unofficial race. Thank you for having me, James, and allowing me to put this on for y'all. I don't know if you're still here or not, but I really appreciate it. Again, a big hats off to Adam Chapman at Trackside Racing Network. For him, this would not have been possible without him. Thank you, Adam, again. I can't thank you enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's going to do us for tonight. Come back and check us out during the Winter Series in November.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you, David, for broadcasting. It's going to be a lot of fun this winter.
Hopefully by that time we get everything worked out.
Absolutely. And for those of you watching, I know we had some public drives in here and there were a couple more wrecks than normal, but if you're interested in racing with us, please check out our website, our Facebook page, DynastyRacing.com, and submit a driver application, and we will get you on the roster and ready to race.
And we are signing off for the DRL Dynasty Racing League Winter Truck Practice Race. Come back and see us in November, where I will be hosting most of the races, if not all. Have a nice night.